Hello everyone, today is Tuesday, 11/29, November 29 around 10 p.m. New York time. Guys, we're going to try here with the video to show you guys what we believe the market is going to do for tomorrow. And we're going to try to be as simple as possible and show what's the pattern that we believe is going to take place. We're going to start with the S&P cash. As you guys see here, this is the cash. When you guys can see that the S&P did a five-way swing, a well-defined five-way move from the lows. Now, with this move, the S&P opened the door for a biggest gain because corrections needs to be minimum a 535 if it's gonna be a zigzag correction. Otherwise, the move is going to be, more bullish. But for now, the way that we would like to see it is what we're calling a nest to the downside when we have 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we would like to see like the S&P hold this high that it did today around 1203, and that the S&P trade lower tomorrow. Now, if the S&P trade lower tomorrow, then we are in the presence of this type of corrective move that should take the S&P to an area, I would say around 1220, 1230, in a proposal nest from here, 1224. Now, I want to make the case that S&P sometimes makes like Aussie S&P. It makes you to believe that five ways ending, and then they do like that type, what we call an straight out correction, when you're going to see a series of imports and corrections, something like the S&P did. Let me show you. Something like right here. I remember right here, when we get to this stage, everyone was thinking that we got five ways right here. Look, right now in a small degree, we should be around here. And guess what? It kept going higher in a straight correction when no deeper retracement happens. That scenario is gonna be good for the bears because it's gonna prove corrective. Now, the best scenario and the way that we're basing the forecast for tomorrow is that the S&P should trade lower. And because the S&P should trade lower, you're going to see pairs like the dollar CAD trading higher. You're going to see pairs like Aussie trading lower. You're going to see possible the dollar trading lower. Because as you guys know, with the lowest S&P mean a higher dollar. So that's for the S&P. Now, let's move on pretty fast to the dollar CAD. The dollar CAD did a well-defined, so far, a well-defined five-way move from the top, 1, 2, 3, in a regular 4 and a 5, and the dollar CAD should keep trading lower, because as you guys know, after 5, minimum 3 and 5. Lower dollar CAD mean higher S&P. Lower dollar CAD mean higher euro dollar. So we have orders waiting here at 103.88, 104 and 106 to try to cash the second leg down in the CAD. But it looks as a well-defined five-way move. So this is calling for one thing. This is calling for a move higher in the dollar, meaning a move lower in the S&P right there. And then seeing the CAD and then seeing Aussie. Let me show you guys Aussie. Aussie, again, a very well-defined five-way move. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. When you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 swings, and then from there you're gonna see how Aussie should trade lower tomorrow, meaning lower S&P, meaning higher dollar cap, right? Now, let's move on pretty fast to the euro. And then the euro, it did a very tricky move right here. I can count from the lows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 swing is a corrective move. Now, how do you laboring? It looks like ABC W, ABC S, ABC Y in a double zigzag correction. Now, ideally, in the euro case, now we are correcting the whole move. We bounced today from the 618 that comes at 132.97 to around, we bounced to the 50% of the decline, which comes right here around 133.70. We try to sell it to cash the C-way here. Now, if this happened, the low should be respected. I want you guys to understand there is a count which is extremely bearish euro, but I don't see with the S&P showing 5 and with the Aussie showing 5 that's the counts in place. So for now, what we like is a move tonight from 133.86 to around 132.50 area, maybe lower to close the gap and then higher. But let me show you something in the 4 hour of the euro dollar. In the 4 hour of the euro dollar, we were calling, this is the bearish count. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is the 618 of this move. But this can be the case. A, B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 that is going to take the euro to around 131.58, and then from there the euro should bounce. Don't discount that scenario in the euro. Now let me show you the daily chart and why I do believe that that scenario is very possible. If you take a look, this is the first leg of the proposed double zigzag, right? The first leg W, S, the 618 here come at that scenario. So do not discount that scenario, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I see a big move in pairs. I mean, Aussie, CAD, all those pairs need to correct the whole move since Sunday or since last week on Friday. The euro is almost done. So that can take you to a scenario that this can be possible here. Then another pair that I want to show you is, I was thinking about the Euro CAD, also very nice setup. When you have from the top 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 3 4 3, and then around 138.31 137.86, this pair should find support or resistance and then trade lower. So technically that's what we see for tonight, guys. We see a possible dollar strength for tonight before another round of dollar weakness start taking place. All right, so let's leave it there and get back to you guys tomorrow. Thank you.